Today is January 25th. Welcome to Saint of the Day. Today we celebrate the conversion of St. Paul. The story of St. Paul really begins with the martyrdom of St. Stephen, who prayed for his persecutors as he died. Saul, which was Paul's name before his conversion, was unsurpassed in his zeal for the Jewish law and traditions. He kept the garments of those who stoned Stephen, so as to have stoned him himself by the hands of all the rest. If Stephen had not prayed for his persecutors, the church would never have had St. Paul. This is a great spiritual effect to the prayer of those who sacrifice all for the love of Jesus Christ. The martyrdom of Stephen was just the first step in a violent persecution of the church in Jerusalem. In his persecution, Paul was most zealous. He sought a commission from the high priest to round up the new Christian Jews at Damascus and bring them bound to Jerusalem to serve as public examples of what would happen to those who confessed Christ. But God in his mercy was pleased to be moved by the prayers of Stephen and other persecuted Christians and changed Saul, the persecutor of Christians, to Paul, an illustrious instrument of his glory. Saul had almost reached Damascus when, about noon, he and his company were suddenly surrounded by a great light from heaven, brighter than the sun, and were struck and fell to the ground. Then Paul heard a voice saying, "Saul, Saul, why dost thou persecute me?" Saul responded, "Who art thou, Lord?" And he, "I am Jesus, whom thou persecutest. It is hard for thee to kick against the goad." And Saul, trembling and astonished, said, "Lord, what wilt thou have me do?" Saul instantly saw the errors of his ways, and it is as if he said, "I make a joyful oblation of myself to execute your will in everything, and to suffer for your sake afflictions, disgraces, persecutions, torments, and every sort of death." He did not say as much in words, but in the secret recesses of his heart with an entire sacrifice of self. So, to this day, St. Paul stands as a perfect model of a true conversion, the great work of Almighty grace, the beginning of the conversion of the nations by the apostle to the Gentiles. It is on this glorious day of the conversion of Saul, who was soon to change his name into Paul, that this great work is commenced. St. Paul, pray for us. This is Robert, and I invite you to leave a comment below stating, "Pray for us." We therefore bond in a community of prayer, and it helps the algorithm find you for new videos and introduce these videos to others. Thank you for listening.